Bulletcast for life.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for the subscription, the stream, the viewing, the download, the listen. I am your host, Philip Antoine, and I am the Podfather. I'm joined in studio by the California Kid Mitchell.
Always.
How's it
Always
going there, guy? Buying domains and stuff, I hear.
Maybe.
And then I'm joined by the Bulletcast champion, the Canadian Destroyer, Brandon. How's it going there, guy?
I'm going great.
Are you
We
really?
didn't do video last week, so this is the debut of the championship right here.
Of the new championship, of the new title.
Much better.
But guys, let's get into this performance-enhancing audio.
Mm-hmm.
So, number one, Jim Johnston, responsible for some of the greatest theme songs in the world of professional wrestling, he has been released from WWE.
That is heartbreaking.
I know. Thoughts?
So many iconic themes, more with the Attitude Era. I know now they're doing what their name, CFO.
Dollar sign.
Dollar sign. Not
Yes.
X.
CFO dollar sign.
Yes.
So, I don't think he got released. They just didn't renew his contract because I don't really know if he's been doing much work for them lately.
No.
Yeah, I think
terms
it's just
of-
one of those things if he just doesn't really... I mean, he should be in the Hall of Fame, though.
Yeah. Yes,
So
of course,
that's-
obviously.
This WrestleMania, there will probably be a lot of clamor for it. It won't happen, but maybe in the next couple of years.
Yeah. One of my personal favorites that he did was the Evolution theme song, working with Motorhead and Lemmy, R.I.P. Lemmy. Great track. I love it. I love the Being the Elite when it was on there when Cody first won the Ring of Honor title. They sung it themselves. It's pretty funny.
Shout out to Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Stone Cold Steve Austin's
Stone Cold
theme.
Steve Austin, yes.
Triple H's
Undertaker.
original theme.
Yeah, I remember he was on the podcast with Stone Cold, and he went over how he does all that. He just combines all these different sounds to make the gong of the Undertaker. It was very interesting.
I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
go back and listen to that. Yes.
Sound editing.
All right, Greg Hamilton. He is the ring announcer for SmackDown Live, and he normally does a pause when he says one fall. WWE tells him he cannot do that anymore.
Oh, that's kind of what got him over a
Yeah.
little bit. Like, he kind of brought that too. That's
He-
unfortunate. I don't know
He had a
why.
gimmick. Vince doesn't like it.
Because God forbid you get yourself over.
Yeah.
It's just-
Over.
It's just...
We're gonna get into that.
Oh, God. It's just fun. It's just fun to get to chant one fall with him.
And I mean, they're going to chant it anyway, so might as
Yeah,
well
it doesn't-
pause for it.
Yeah, now it's just gonna feel off. But it gets the crowd into the match.
It does. Yes, you're
It's cool.
right.
I don't know. It's just a good idea.
I mean, I don't know how we can go about it, how we feel about it, but it's hard times. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into this WWE pay-per-view schedule. So the schedule
Alrighty.
has been released. The Rumble will be in Philadelphia on January 28th. Oh,
Don't care.
Philly and Roman, good times.
Oh,
Elimination
yeah.
Chamber Monday Night Raw February 25th, Las Vegas. All right, Fastlane March 11th, Columbus, Ohio. That's SmackDown. WrestleMania 34 April 8th, New Orleans. Backlash is Raw May 6th in Newark, New Jersey. All right, Payback SD May 27th, Baltimore. Money in the Bank is a co-brand pay-per-view.
Do we want?
So could we call this the Big Five?
I mean, I guess if they're gonna give it a shot.
It makes it more exciting.
Kind of taking the place of King of the Ring. King of the Ring used to be a big
True.
5 pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And I do
so-
miss King of the
I
Ring.
do miss
but-
King of the Ring.
So do we want? I would prefer personally just 3 from SmackDown, 3 from Raw in one briefcase.
I mean, but they, yeah. I mean,
think 2 briefcase matches, and then that means if they're doing one for each brand, that's potentially 4 briefcase matches in a night because you have the women's now
no.
too.
So here's what we do. 4 from Raw,
Mhm.
4 from SmackDown for the men's, 4 from Raw, 4 from SmackDown for the women's, because I assume they are going to do a Miss Money in the Bank again. And then it adds the element of, this guy won, SmackDown guy won the title, he goes over on Raw, becomes Universal Champion. It adds that element.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because that means they could cash in later that night.
exactly. All right, Battleground is Monday Night Raw, July 15th in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. SummerSlam, August 19th, Brooklyn, New York. Brooklyn, New York. I guess they're going over there again. That's another co-brand. Extreme
Always.
Rules. Yeah, Extreme Rules is Raw. September 16th, San Antonio, Texas. SmackDown has Hell in the Cell, September 30th in Nashville,
He
Tennessee.
did such a good job with it this year. Might as well give it to him next year.
I know. All right, WWE TLC Raw, October 21st, Boston, Massachusetts, Survivor Series, Los Angeles, California, November 18th. Are we going?
Damn right.
Why not?
Well,
Yeah.
I know I will be in San Jose on December 16th for Clash of Champions, a SmackDown Live pay-per-view. We got that's a nice solid pay-per-view thing.
They're
Yeah.
sticking with the gimmick names, which I do not like. I wish they just had
Less-
Vengeance, No Mercy, Backlash.
Oh yes,
just,
the
you
Great
know.
American Bash.
Less pay-per-views, which is nice, right? Slightly less.
I mean,
Was it-
every 2 weeks was cool.
was it
I
like-
was fine with it.
No, I'm not fine with that.
I'm disappointed by the lack of Great Balls of Fire
Oh man,
or any classic rock song.
goodness
theme.
gracious, Great Balls,
Balls
of
of
Fire. Yes, Jailhouse Rock could be next. You know.
Jailhouse Rock, maybe a little No Satisfaction.
Who knows? All right, so guys, the Animal Batista, star of Guardians of the Galaxy, he is interested in a WWE return full-time schedule, including house shows.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be a part-timer if he comes back.
But he said he really wants to work with Triple H, and Hunter is really not interested. Thoughts?
Because Triple H is always putting over the young talent, right?
Over.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's kind of they've already done lots
the
together.
deal.
It's like if Batista came back, I wouldn't want to see him, and he did a full schedule. I wouldn't want to see him come back to face Triple H. I want to see him come back to like fight Finn or AJ or Braun or something.
Bounce
like that.
around with Seth and Dean, and bounce around with Roman. It was a better spear.
Batista and AJ would be an amazing match.
Oh yes, I played that match last night. It was pretty good.
Oh, how's 2K18?
Oh yes, of course.
I'm still working on my creative my superstar still heading through the ranks. Cali Kid Mitch.
Cali Kid Mitch, yes. But I would be interested in seeing Batista return because he has charisma. When he was in the wheelchair and he said he quit, and of course the whole Blue Tista deal.
I mean, yeah, he turned the crowd turning on him into a positive.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
All right, Tanel, formerly known as Emma, she will return to the ring on February 3rd in 2018 for was it WrestleCade?
Oh no, good for her making that money.
Good for her, make that money.
Just come over here to the Bay. Come to Big Time Wrestling.
Come to APW.
Yeah, something like that.
That'd be great. I'd love to have her at APW.
I'd love to get a drop. And moving on. All right, so the biggest news in wrestling today, the Bullet Club, especially Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks, are looking to self-finance a 10,000 seat or 10,000 seat indie show in 2018.
Yeah, stick it to Meltzer.
Stick it to Meltzer. By the way, Meltzer's going into the I think he went to some Hall of Fame last week.
NorCal
Hall of Fame.
Thingy Hall of Fame.
Yeah. I was going to go, but I had other commitments.
Oh well.
Yeah. This is interesting. This is really interesting. Ring of Honor, they don't have anything to do with this. It's all the Young Bucks and Cody, and they're really looking at California as a possibility.
I saw the list of locations they were looking at. California was on there. So was London.
Yeah.
Maybe UK. I would be down. Come to San Francisco.
Go to the Cow Palace, or I heard Sacramento was an option also. I don't know what venues over there.
I haven't been to a show there.
I don't know.
Maybe Sacramento State.
I don't know.
Sac State.
But
Stockton has like a AAA type arena.
Yeah. All I heard was San Francisco and Sacramento. I don't know.
But I feel like because I think they will have ROH talent. I feel doing it over here is kind of not a waste, but. I mean, ROH isn't really a big deal over here.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they would do it over here, but I would love them to come over here.
Yeah.
But Cody has said his number one guy he wants to wrestle is Daniel Bryan. Bryan's contract's up in 2018. You want to sell some tickets?
Yeah,
you get Bryan Danielson, the American Dragon, versus the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. And if Cody's Ring of Honor champion at that time, make it for the title. I mean, that's big.
Make it for the title, and we know who's gonna win. Maybe don't make it for the title.
We don't know.
I guess we don't know.
But I mean. This is interesting because Bryan has said he wants to wrestle for WWE because there are 3 matches I do want to see Daniel Bryan have. I want to see him go up against Shinsuke Nakamura. I want to see him go up against Brock Lesnar. And, hell, I want to see an Iron Man match between him and AJ Styles. Main event of WrestleMania, something. I want to see something like that for Daniel Bryan.
Be great. Yeah, I hope the show ends up being something real special. I think it could be. If they're coming here, my preference for a venue is I'd love for them to. I guess there's no ballrooms that big though. I just feel like that would fit them. No, they need 10,000 people. They need the Cow Palace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this is the thing, Ring of Honor. If they were to do, let's say, Final Battle was a 10,000 seat thing, then next year people would expect the same.
Yeah.
That's why Ring of Honor, they're cool with like the 3,000 plus they get.
Well, Ring of Honor's biggest show was at WrestleMania, and that was 3,000, 3,500.
Exactly. Yes.
So that's triple of what they're trying to do.
I mean, but they can get a lot of guys. I mean, possibly we can have the Dissension in the Bullet Club finally get Cody versus Omega.
We could have just the Bullet Club guys alone or marquee, and then they could probably get some Ring of Honor guys there. Probably get some New Japan guys over there.
Maybe if they can get Okada versus Cody too. You know.
Yeah.
If you want to draw 10,000 people, you go to Chicago. And you get the return of CM Punk.
That is very true.
That is how you can almost guarantee 10,000 people. Because if you get a CM Punk return along with the Daniel or Bryan Danielson against Cody Rhodes title match,
you're going over 10,000.
People are. I mean, I'm not going to go there because I don't know. But I feel like people will travel to see that show.
All
of
course.
People from Chicago.
Yeah.
I've never been to Chicago, and I've always wanted to go. I would make a trip out of it if it meant getting to see CM Punk in the ring.
Yeah, I mean, Sam Roberts, he lives in New York. He said, if it's happening in California, I'm getting my butt on a flight and I'm going.
Yeah.
Yeah, so. I mean, I hope nothing but the best for Cody and the Young Bucks. I hope they do make this happen. Stick it to Dave.
I don't think CM Punk will return.
No.
Because he's in talks with Dana White of doing another UFC fight.
Yeah.
So, but I would love to see it happen. I don't know if he would risk doing a one-on-one match, or if he just want to go against like Austin Aries or Colt Cabana, somebody he knows he can do something with. But
Yeah,
or a
I
tag
mean,
team match.
we'll see.
But just CM Punk alone
We're going to talk about Punk later
will draw a
on.
lot of people.
All right. Ken Shamrock, highlight of the Attitude Era. He said he would
20 years ago.
20 years ago. He said he would still like to become WWE champion.
I would like to become WWE champion.
So would I.
That's
I know.
not going to happen. Neither will Ken Shamrock being WWE champion.
I don't know. All right, guys. Yesterday was the 1-year anniversary of 205 Live. Thoughts?
Don't care.
Makes me sad.
Moving on.
They've kind of screwed the pooch when it comes to 205 Live.
The pooch.
They've definitely.
Right in the pooch.
It could
Right
have been.
in the pooch.
It could have been a lot better.
Pooch.
Because I mean, if we think back, the Cruiserweight Classic was like the highlight of that year of wrestling for me. So
Yes.
it's kind of bums me out that 205 has fallen so far.
All right, and then Leo Rush has beef with the WWE still because of the comments he made about Emma's release. He has removed WWE
He
from
could
all.
be released. It could be more than just beef.
Yeah, he has removed WWE from all of his social media tags and stuff. So
Only 22.
only 22.
I mean, did we really get into his tweet beef? I kind of thought it was kind of stupid.
I think
I thought
it's-
it was stupid, but I don't think he should be fired.
Yeah,
for
I think
it.
I think it was a dumb tweet. It wasn't anything unlike what I was seeing on Reddit that day, people posting jokes and stuff. But obviously, he's a wrestler in the business, so he should be a little bit more tactful. But yeah, he's 22 years old.
Yeah.
Give him janitorial duties and slow down his push, and then push him when he's 23, 24. Don't get rid of him because he's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. All right, quick inside the ring. Sexy Star, we know her for the controversy she had at Triple Mania with Rosemary. So
Yeah,
MDA,
he's an asshole.
yeah, a promotion in Mexico. She was working some wrestler, I forgot her name. She gave her a stiff kick, and then Sexy Star just like went off the script and started assaulting her. I don't know why she's still getting booked places.
Same reason that Shia LaBeouf still gets cast in movies.
I mean, hey, Shia LaBeouf, even Stevens, that was my
I
guy.
love him, but you cast
Shout
him
out to
because
Holes.
I shout out to Holes.
Filling the holes.
Filling the holes, Stanley
Yes.
Elnats. It's because when you book someone like that, you know people are going to show up to see the train wreck that is Sexy
Yeah,
Star.
I don't know. All right, let's get into the Raw.
Just give her a receipt. Don't full-on assault her in the middle of the ring.
Yeah,
I mean, come on, people.
yeah. Let's get into the Raw recap. So,
They're skipping Royal Rumble.
oh wait, I'm sorry. It's
A big hope. This is like the main
this is,
event.
this is the main focal point. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am so sorry for that. Predictions, because I do believe we are getting a Women's Royal Rumble in January.
You think so?
Yes,
I'm not totally convinced of that.
I'm not convinced of it either, but I hope so.
I hope we do. In that case,
I did the numbers. There are 22 active women on between Raw and SmackDown.
what
That-
about NXT?
You can
That
do
I mean that is enough for easily a 20-woman Rumble. 2 of them facing off each other as champion during the pay-per-view, and maybe some random NXT call-ups as surprises.
And maybe a Michelle McCool return
Yeah.
intern.
Or-
Anyway,
Trish
Yeah.
Stratus.
Trish Stratus,
Lita.
Ronda
Sable.
Rousey.
Sable.
Yeah. Oh god no.
Not Sunny.
All right, guys, give me who are your top 3 picks to win the Men Rumble and your top 3 picks to win the Women's Rumble? Champion.
Top 3. That's a lot.
Yeah.
I'll go with like 1 or 2.
1 or 2.
1 or 2.
All right.
Top 3.
Yeah.
I feel like I have too good of a chance of being right.
All right. Let me hear it, champ.
So, I know it's easy to pick Shinsuke, because that's what they should do. Because I'm just telling you, Roman Reigns should not win the Royal Rumble if they want
Roman Reigns, I don't think he'll be in the Royal
If they
Rumble.
want Roman Reigns to get over, which he's kind of getting over a little bit better just because he's with the Shield, but he shouldn't be. But I'm going with Shinsuke because I think the winner should be, because obviously Roman's going to win the Universal title at WrestleMania. I've been sticking to that, so I think the SmackDown Live person's going to win the Royal Rumble. And I'll go with Shinsuke just because AJ and Shinsuke, I'd love to see that happen. They haven't really done anything with Shinsuke lately, so hopefully
Yeah.
it's not Finn where they're burying him. They're just not doing anything with Shinsuke at this point. So I'll go with Shinsuke, and a secondary person, maybe Baron Corbin. Why not? Just because I know he's in
I
the
can see them doing
He
that.
won the Andre the Giant Memorial
in the
Battle
doghouse.
Royal.
He's good at battle royals.
And he's
So,
the
you
champion of our country.
maybe even Mojo Rawley. There you go. There's my top 3.
Hey, we're
Alright.
getting to Mojo Rawley. I'm
Well, I mean, we'll get into that.
turning toward him.
I'll go. My number 1, I think Finn might get it. This whole burying thing, I think he could be not an upset, but just like the top name that adds that to his list of accomplishments. Longest reigning NXT champion, first ever Universal champion, 2018 Royal Rumble winner.
Wins the Royal Rumble in his first time doing it.
Exactly. All right, my second pick, I'm going Shinsuke Nakamura because I do want to see a rematch from Wrestle Kingdom 10. I do want to see Shinsuke versus AJ, but this time it'd be for the WWE title. So I mean that's something I'd want to see. My third, I'm gonna go Bobby Roode.
I
Because
could,
I hear Vince is very high on him. I know Arn likes him. I know Hunter's a big fan.
and if you're gonna do anything with Bobby Roode, you got to do it now. He's old. I mean,
Yeah,
he's not old,
and
but
he's not
he's older.
He's been in the business for like almost 20 years. So it's pull the trigger. Could you imagine at the end of the Rumble, glorious and all that other stuff?
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
I'm not the biggest fan of Bobby Roode.
All right. For the women's, I'm gonna go. My number one, obviously, Asuka. You know, she's strong. You know, she can't. I mean, it wouldn't technically be like a loss in our record, but still, I'd feel better if Asuka won. But then if they didn't go
If
that,
she's in the Rumble, she needs to win it, kind of thing.
yeah. But then if they go, I mean, if they don't go that route, Nia Jax.
She's not like most girls.
She's not like most girls. She hasn't really done anything. I don't know why they didn't go with the Alexa Jax feud. I don't know why, but let's give her that. And if not, a little underdog story. What about Becky Lynch?
Give me that Becky.
Becky Balboa.
Yeah, Becky Balboa. You know, the
Great
first
to
ever SmackDown Women's Champion.
Great fire.
I
Great to
love
see her
Becky.
there.
You know, she's a great talent. I don't think they really see her potential in the main roster. Like, go back and watch the NXT stuff. You know.
I think Becky Lynch is probably the best pure babyface, maybe on the whole roster.
Yeah. I mean, she's just likable. You know, she's funny. Her puns are hilarious.
Very punny.
Mitchell, what about yourself?
Okay. I'll do the men first. I'm gonna say it by brand. So if SmackDown wins, because also looking back at this past year's Royal Rumble, they did nothing with the Royal Rumble winner really. I mean, they were the bathroom break match. Randy Orton was like unimportant.
What are you talking about? They had
He even gave
they
up.
had
his Rumble win at one
projectors
point and
going
took it
down
back.
onto the ring, and worms were on the mat. That's a great spot to
and
be
a nice little rickety sperm following Randy Orton down to the ring.
in. Yeah.
Anyway, so
Great
for this,
position.
so if SmackDown wins,
man.
it's gonna take up my 1 and 2 spots for my winners because I don't know which one it will be. So I'm gonna use both of them. If SmackDown takes it, I'm gonna put my money on either Sammy or Kevin. Them working together, being smarmy heels, doing their shtick, and then it ends with one of them turning on the other to win the Rumble.
I could see Sammy turning on Kevin and kind of getting comeuppance of sorts.
I could see them doing that, or I could also just see one of them clotheslining the other over the ring, and then having a moment where we think they're gonna break down, and the person kind of just going like, "Oh yeah, good job, yeah, shake hands, be friends, and then move on." But I think one of them they'll work together to win it, or if it's on the Raw side, I don't want it to be. I don't think they're dumb enough to do Reigns again.
Damn it.
But they might
Damn
be.
it.
But I'm not. I'm gonna say Joe.
I mean, he's IC champ, so you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Joe. I'm gonna say they're gonna have Joe win the Rumble. I think they're high on him
hey.
right now. He looked like a monster this week.
Oh yes,
I
we're
think
gonna
he'd
get
make
into
a
all
great
that.
winner.
But then if it's Joe, does that mean it's just gonna be Joe and Lesnar?
I don't
at
know.
WrestleMania, because I don't like triple threat matches.
All that can
as
go.
the main event.
I love triple threat matches, but also
I
would
mean,
that be
we've
the
had
main
some good
event?
triple threat matches at the main event. You know, 20 with the guy who won that we're not supposed to
He
talk
had
about.
one. He had one great triple threat match.
Daniel Bryan's was all right. It was cool.
It was all right.
Technically, the WrestleMania you were at ended as a triple threat.
Exactly.
And it was amazing.
Yeah, you see? You see?
was
And for
amazing.
my
All right.
women,
That wasn't a real triple threat.
my
my triple threat.
For my women, I'm just going to say one. I'm not even going to give 3. I'm going to give one. I think there's one person who deserves to win the Royal Rumble, and I think her winning would be great.
Ruby Riott.
No, I think Alexa should win. I think she needs to drop the title to somebody. It needs to be taken from her, and I think she needs to win via some really. I think she could tell an amazing story of winning a women's Rumble by being a heel, and then if we ever get into WrestleMania predictions, I know what I want her to do after winning the Royal Rumble, but I want her to win the Royal Rumble.
All right.
I think she'd be great.
All right.
I did actually pick a woman, but
It's because he's sexist.
I know that's why.
Picking Liv Morgan,
I
aren't you?
hate the women. That's why. I don't know, because since it's
It's our
not
champion,
it's not,
guys.
It's not official.
Yeah, it's up
If
in the
it's-
air.
if
Daniel
it's gonna
Bryan says he
happen.
doesn't think it's happening,
But I mean,
but he'd like it to.
I would
Brie
love,
Bella.
I would love Bailey to win it. Just
Stephanie
Oh.
McMahon.
have a nice like restart of her character.
Bailey, yeah,
But
that-
Bailey is just so like buried at this point. It's kind of sad what they've done
If
with
she
her.
started off at number 1 or number 2 and then have her win, you could do a pretty great
Kind
story.
of have
with
like
that.
a
Yeah.
Benoit and Mysterio type deal.
Because now
Yeah.
now that Sammy's a heel, Bailey's like the underdog who can like. You think she's not going to do it, but then in the end she kind of pulls it off.
We'll see. All right, guys, let's get another Raw recap.
Okay, let's talk about the
We're
shows
19
over
minutes
here.
in.
That's not bad.
So, Strowman and Kane, they have a video package to start off Monday nights. Thoughts? Are you guys happy about that?
I don't really care about this feud, so I can't really. Like, I feel like I've already seen him take out enough giants. I don't need to see Strowman take out more giants. I think Kane could be better used to put over Finn at this point.
Well,
I think the Demon versus Demon.
I have another question
story.
for you.
How happy is Katie Vick?
God.
Yes.
Once again, it's not the right drop for Katie Vick.
I mean, return of the soundboard, though. Big dog.
Oh my god. At least it's not. At least it's not a zipper.
Oh, it's coming.
I know.
All right. Anyway, let's get into the real start of Raw. Roman Reigns and Elias have a promo.
We talked about Roman being over, by the way. This week was definitely 50-50. The 50-50 boos were back. The boos were there.
And it's in Knoxville, Tennessee.
They've been gone for a couple weeks.
I heard some "We Want Roman," you know.
It was
okay,
very
we get into the
high-pitched.
"We Want Roman," but I think there's a very good reason that they were chanting "We Want Roman" has nothing to do with Roman Reigns.
Yeah, it's just because Jonathan Coachman has gone on record and said that Knoxville is one of their worst cities they've ever been in, like in the company's history.
I heard a lot of criticisms about this.
And Kane's going to be the mayor of that.
What's wrong with Knoxville?
Glenn Jacobs is going to be mayor.
It's Knoxville County.
I mean,
I thought it's a different city.
I don't know.
Shout out
Okay.
to the Vols. Go Vols.
All right.
But I think this was a good pick. I think this was a good choice for someone to answer his open challenge. I think it was good for Elias.
Yeah.
I think he deserves to be up there. I mean, he entertains every week consistently.
All right, and then after the promo, Seth Rollins' music hits, and did you see the kind of face off we got with Roman and Seth?
It was just kind of like, hey, buddy, how's it going?
It was a split second that I saw Seth look at that title a little bit, then Roman, he kind of smiled and he walked off. Mega powers of Jace.
People wanted to kind of harp on the fact that they thought it was weird that tons of people do like the Slams award where they get all the awards, where they win like the tag team, the
Slammies?
the slam,
Grand
not the
Slam?
Slammies, the Grand Slam. Thank you.
The Grand Slam,
where they get the Grand Slam award, and that they keep making a big deal about it, or they don't make a big deal about it, and then they made a huge deal about it with Roman, and people are like, oh, of course Roman Reigns gets it. I'm thinking maybe what if they're making a big deal about Reigns getting it because the fact that he gets it means that Seth is the only member of the Shield who has not done the Grand Slam. He has a reason to want that title. If he wins that title, he completes the Grand Slam, I believe.
Yes. Plus, I think Seth would be a great Intercontinental Champion.
Oh yeah, I think it's perfect for him.
Seth Rollins goes on to defeat Cesaro, which sets up the tag team title match next week between Rollins, Ambrose, and the Bar.
Great little interview afterwards where he's talking about Dean being gone.
Yeah.
That was a little awkward.
I thought it was
times.
awkward, but it felt real, and I enjoyed that.
And Charlie Caruso said, "Is the Shield breaking up?" He's like, "Oh no, what are you talking about?"
I'd rather people sound slightly incoherent, but sound like they're actually talking, than have people be talking throwing in catchphrases.
It
and
sounded like they were
sentences.
just saying, Seth was saying inside jokes that I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it felt like.
I mean, I love Seth Rollins.
I'm okay with
but
that.
personally, I need heel Rollins back.
Well, I feel eventually I think Dean's the one to turn.
Yeah,
on the
I think
Shield.
that's the right move, and we get that John Moxley.
Well, the right turn is Roman Reigns turning, but it's not gonna happen.
Yeah. I think a heel Dean Ambrose could make a face Seth Rollins a lot more likable. And can Seth Rollins' finisher please get a name?
It's called
The knee.
No,
That's all they call it.
They called it like.
They don't say anything. Michael Cole always just yells out the knee.
Well, in the game, it's called the Ripcord knee, and then like they said the King's Landing or something.
Well, they
one
called it
time.
the King Slayer for a
Call
while.
it the Rain Trigger.
The Rain Trigger.
Moving
Get it?
on.
Yeah, I get it.
Yes, we do.
We watch New Japan.
Champion right here.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
All
I'm sure
right.
you don't.
Moving on. Samoa Joe defeats Titus O'Neil.
Looks amazing. I hope next week we get Joe versus Titus Worldwide in a handicap match and he destroys both of them.
I'm all for
They're
that.
getting the Singh brothers treatment apparently.
Yeah.
That's fine. He's Joe.
And then Absolution attacks Sasha Banks.
That's terrible name.
Almost as bad of a name as the sorority sisters.
Oh, the submission sorority.
Whatever it's called.
Well, people were
Some
joking
porno.
about the team needs to be called PMS, so at least this is better than that. But
mean-
still, the name doesn't make any sense. Absolution is what you do for like forgiveness.
Yeah.
Like it's.
By the way, if they're like a cohesive unit, actually no, I'll get into that on something else. But Absolution, I don't know. I don't know about the name. I don't know.
I don't care about the reasoning either. I don't care that she's back to claim her thing about being because she can't say like I fought to get rid of the name Diva and because
Kind of sounds like Emma. She started the women's revolution.
But her whole shtick was she was the
woman's
anti-diva.
evolution.
She's the anti-diva. There's no point to you getting rid of the name Diva if you're the anti-diva because then you don't mean anything anymore.
By the way, Paige said she single-handedly got rid of the word diva.
She was gone when it was gotten rid of.
Total divas.
Still around.
Shout out Total Divas.
And she was on it.
Shout out Lana.
Total Divas recap coming soon, right?
Coming soon, yes.
One of these days.
One of these days.
Oh, God.
All right, Bray Wyatt.
Shout out to Brie Bella donating breast milk.
Oh yeah, Brie Bella donating all that breast milk. It was great.
36 ounces, I think.
36 ounces, yes. Marvelous.
I hate wrestling.
Wonderful. Speaking of wonderful, after Bray Wyatt
Delightful.
defeats Matt Hardy, Michael Cole with the great commentary. Is Matt Hardy breaking down?
Apparently, Anthem has backed off.
Yeah.
It might be a little bit late.
Yeah, so
If anyone can make it work, it's going to be Matt. Did you see the YouTube video he put out this morning?
Oh, it's
I didn't see it this
Senor
morning. He
Benjamin,
put-
right? He was in there.
Well, it's him talking, and he says, "Senor Benjamin, prepare the battlefield war is coming." And
Yeah.
it shows the piano. It shows everything in his house.
Oh,
Like,
yes.
It shows everything.
By the way, King Maxwell made his debut at Starrcade this past weekend.
King Wolfie's coming soon.
Yes. Is it too late for Broken Matt Hardy?
I mean, they had really no choice.
I don't think it's too. I think in the grand scheme of things, when we look back on it, I think this will be a well-told story because I've been watching it for the whole time waiting. And it's perfect. Him and his brother come back. They live their nostalgia trip. No, his brother gets injured and he gets left by himself. He loses again and again and again and again and again. He lost to Elias. He loses to everybody.
Yeah.
And then finally, he gets beat by a supernatural character. Nothing actually happens, but he gets beat by a supernatural character, and he's finally done. He breaks. He snaps. His brother's gone. He's all alone. I think it's the building of a good story, and I'm excited to see. I hope what is next is him feuding with Bray, because that's what they both need. Like, it's perfect for them. The weirdness plus the darkness. It will be a fun role.
All right.
I felt like the crowd.
Oh, the crowd was awful.
It was bad.
It's Knoxville, of course.
This week will be better.
Anything in Tennessee is garbage.
This next week will be better.
TNA.
They're in LA. They're in LA, right? Yeah, they're in LA this next week.
Of
The
course.
crowd's gonna go insane.
Cali town. All right.
They know
Elias
how to do it.
has a concert. I was entertained.
He gets 2 songs in.
I mean,
The
last
harmonica is perfectly
Yeah.
off key. The harmonica was my favorite part. The harmonica was brilliant.
I mean, last week I said I was strolling. I'm walking with Elias again. I am.
Okay.
this is great.
It was good. And then
This is why they were chanting "We want Roman" because
Yes.
he's insufferable. He's a heel. He
He's
did
a
his job.
great
He
heel.
made people want Roman Reigns. You know how good of a heel you have to be to make people want Roman
Yes.
Reigns?
all right. And then Roman Reigns goes on to defeat Elias to retain the Intercontinental Championship. Elias can wrestle his ass.
This is a
off.
great match.
Did you see that elbow?
Yeah.
That was great.
This is a really.
That's
good
not a
match.
cruiserweight. That's a big man. That's a big boy.
Yeah.
I don't know if you realize this, but Roman Reigns' nickname's the Big Dog. Did you get that?
I busted it, actually. Big dog.
Like, how many times did they say Big Dog throughout the entire Raw show?
I know.
At least 20 times.
Every time Roman comes
really-
out,
it
the
was-
big dog is
was
making
really
his way to the
annoying.
ring.
It's such a bad nickname. Whatever. I'm not gonna get into that. That's
And
beside
then,
the point. At this point.
and then we could go on to what happened with Samoa Joe, but then after that, Michael was like, "Oh, Samoa Joe just marked his territory." I'm like,
Yeah.
It's
Oh my
all
God.
dog puns.
"It's all."
Yes.
It's all.
Samoa Joe does go on to attack Roman Reigns. It's going to be a good. It's good. I mean, they could.
I mean,
they could build this feud all the way to the Rumble, so Roman's not in
did
it.
someone last week say that
Well, that
Samoa
doesn't-
Joe should go up against Roman Reigns?
Well, that doesn't stop them from being in the Rumble. When Kevin Owens
I know,
and Dean
I know.
Ambrose had a last man standing, they were both in the Rumble later that night.
Yeah.
And it was great because they both were selling their injuries. I think this is a great story because they still have that story going that Reigns can't beat Joe. That's always been the story they've told. I think it's a good one.
I mean, he
think
beat him,
has-
but like in a triple threat. He's never beat him one on
He's never
one.
beat him one-on-one, so I think that's good.
Yes.
And Joe looked great with the Intercontinental title.
Oh, he would. He really would. All right, Asuka goes on to defeat Dana Brooke.
In like 4 seconds.
Yes.
It was amazing because Dana Brooke's promo was like, "Oh, I know what's gonna happen because she's a slow starter," and then she loses in like 3 seconds.
And
That's
then Absolution comes out.
This is interesting. I'm excited to see if this goes somewhere.
I mean, by the way,
I saw people thinking that this makes Asuka look weak, and I don't get that.
Mandy Rose.
That's not objectifying women at all. Not that I'm the sexist one.
Yeah, but Asuka, you know, it was interesting. You know, they surrounded the ring kind of like the Shield.
Yeah.
Recruiting, attack. I don't know.
I don't know. I think it was just them. I don't know. We'll see where
I
it goes.
think it was them showing respect to Asuka.
It was a nod.
Because they know Asuka
Definitely
would beat
nod.
the
was
hell
a
out
nod.
of
We'll get into it more when we get to the other group in SmackDown, but I think it's
Yeah.
very interesting that there's literally the exact same thing going on.
Yeah,
on two different shows.
we're gonna get into that. All right, Kane goes on to defeat Jason Jordan. Booker T's commentary over Jason Jordan, hilarious. He says this kid doesn't deserve this. You know, it was great.
Mhm.
Um,
Jordan's being smarmy. I love it.
I think Jordan could be one of the. I think he has a good future ahead of him.
Yeah.
Because he's Kurt Angle's son, of course.
I think he's found his role. He's found his groove.
Yeah, we'll
He just
see.
needs to keep at it.
All right, so Kane defeats Jordan because of the count out. Then Finn Balor comes out. Finn trying to get over. Actually, he does go over Kane
Physically,
because of a DQ.
it's fine.
And then this all leads to Braun Strowman attacking Kane. Why the hell was Finn Balor used for this nonsense? This
I don't
makes
know.
No sense.
I think they're trying to keep him in the mix so that it makes sense when they eventually do a Kane and Balor feud
Can we
and
just
it ends with the Demon
can we just
defeating.
move on to Strowman versus Hunter or something?
I don't know. It's
Let's
weird.
make that at the Rumble.
It's like they're trying to do two feuds at once, and that's the problem.
That's 2 months away. It's a
This,
long time.
this segment didn't get anybody over, and that's the main problem. No one
over.
looks better coming out of this except for Strowman, and he didn't need it. He looks great.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you feel like people might start turning on Braun Strowman?
No.
Not now, but eventually, because all he does, he's a one-trick pony at this point. He comes out, roars, body slam.
But he
that's
does it.
it.
He does all of it really well, and he has great facial expressions. And I think the key difference is with everything he's done, he hasn't won a title yet.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. All right, let's get into the SmackDown recap. Shane and Bryan have a promo. A lot of tension here.
Mhm.
Tension's building.
Yeah.
Who turns heel, Bryan or Shane?
I feel like they want Bryan to turn heel because the
But the problem
McMahon.
is that Shane's wrong. Like Shane's in the wrong because he's the one that's emotionally compromised. But I don't think they're going to turn Shane McMahon heel.
I feel like they want to turn Bryan heel, cool him off before he leaves. But that's not going to help because people will see right through that, and
Yeah.
especially if he teams with Cammy, Kevin and Sammy.
Cammy.
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 That's a new name now.
Cammy's
And I think
Owens.
that'd be great.
Not
It's
gonna get
it'd be
over.
the indie trio. I think that's really smart.
Yeah. The new, I don't know.
The problem is that I'm just on Sammy and Kevin's side on this one. Every time that an issue comes up, they're in the right, and that's the problem with it. But I like it still. It's fun.
All right,
Shane's great.
the New Day defeats Gable and Benjamin. What the hell's going on with my boy Shelton Benjamin?
They could really use a tag team name.
Shelton Benjamin could really use a singles push.
American Alpha
They
2.0.
both could, talk about Sheldon Benjamin, whatever. Chad
Whoa,
Gable.
whoa, whoa,
Chad
whoa.
Gable could really use a singles
Shelton
push.
Benjamin, Black Power ranking.
I mean, he's
Slow-
good.
He's
Chad
good.
Gable.
Usos Brown power ranking.
I
Chad
can't.
Usos.
I have nothing.
Chad
Yeah.
Gable white power ranking.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Nope.
whoa, whoa.
Nope. I can't.
Absolutely
I can't
not.
do that. What do I get? Do I get the? What did we talk about? The European, the women's? Can I do a women's power ranking? I'm not a woman. That doesn't work. European power
You can
ranking.
do a women's power ranking. I don't give a damn.
Women's power ranking. I can do a women's power ranking.
Cool.
Aryan power ranking coming soon.
I can't. Nope. Nope.
Anyways, like Sheldon,
no.
like Gable and Benjamin, they need to they're heels. They are obviously they turned heel, but they didn't actually do anything heelish to be like, okay, this is why you should boo them. They didn't attack anybody. They
Yeah.
didn't. They just kind of just turned.
In a
'Cause
fight where Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin are the number one contenders, this felt like a continuation of the Usos and the New Day feud because the Usos were on commentary.
Yeah.
And Big E
Pancakes.
gave them the pancakes and
That's
it didn't,
pretty funny.
It didn't.
That's
It
pretty
was
funny.
funny, but it felt like the number one contenders are an afterthought.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
All right, ladies and
And-
gentlemen.
why did New Day win? Because then it just kind of further cements it's the Usos and the New Day, and that's it.
I don't know. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
That's it now
Yeah.
because
Let's
we lost the tag team.
let's get into this. You remember where you were
Oh God.
when Shawn Michaels kicked Marty Jannetty and smashed him through the barbershop window. You remember where you were.
I wasn't born yet.
I'm talking to the fans, the older generation. You remember where you were when Macho Man said to Hulk Hogan, "You got lust in your eyes, brother."
Wasn't born yet.
And you remember where you were when
Were you not?
Shawn
I don't
Michaels said
It's in the 80s.
that he lost his smile. That, ladies and gentlemen, I remember where I was when Mojo Rawley lost his hype.
Would you stop?
Wasn't born yet.
All right.
This is great.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Thank you, Lord. I am tired of the Hype Bros, the Bludgeon Brothers. They're garbage. Get rid of Rowan. Fire him. Let him work at McDonald's, goddammit. Put Harper in a singles push. He's too good. He's better than that. I want to see some Brody Lee action, goddammit. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. This is what we do here with Mojo. He's like, I won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal this year. I eliminated the former WWE champion. Nobody's talking about me. They're still talking about this idiot buffoon who sat on top of a ladder and grabbed a championship last year.
And then lost it the next day.
And then lost it the next day. They're still talking about when this guy beat Dolph Ziggler years ago for a U.S. title, and he was hugging his idiotic hype dad. This doesn't make any sense.
Oh, this is great. I think Mojo will be a great heel. I think when his promo afterwards backstage, I thought was really good. Him being angry.
Yeah, he said like one word.
I can get behind it a lot more.
Yeah.
But he's easier to get behind if he's angry. I want to see him come out next week just dressed into the nines. I want him to completely change his style.
Oh, please.
He's that dick frat boy. Anyway, that's his character. Have him play into that a little bit more. Have him like come in wearing like Ray-Bans and like a polo T-shirt with the collar pop next week.
Is that how you were going to dress next week? Last week?
Have him go full. Just have him go full frat guy. That works
Or
as a
he
heel
can go
for me.
join the Street Profits in NXT. They're frat boys. Or the fraternity in Smash Wrestling in Canada.
Gronk needs to quit the Patriots and come over and team up with his boy.
I don't
Start a
want,
new tag team.
I don't want to see that idiot.
But I felt I really liked Mojo when he was a singles wrestler back when he won the Battle Royal. I thought he had something going, and then they.
Yeah.
Zack
Where does he
Ryder
go
comes
after
back.
this? Where do you have him go? Because everything
He's gonna have
He
like
wins
a
the
couple.
Royal Rumble. I just told you.
everything. Well, I mean, okay, but what do you have him do next week? Because you have to keep I guess he has to fight
I
Zack
mean-
Ryder for a couple weeks. I won my.
I mean, they're gonna have the match at Clash of Champions.
Yeah.
probably.
Then they go over. Yeah. All right. Baron Corbin and Bobby Roode. They have a quick segment. Thoughts.
This is beautiful. I love Baron Corbin. After this, just put that title on the line tonight. No. Walks off.
No.
Like, cause why would you? Why would you ever?
Clash
If
of
you don't need
Champions, Corbin versus Roode for the United States title.
to. Rude's not working for me as a face, but I
No.
think he should take the title and then turn heel, so I'm going to say he
Yes.
should win it.
Heel Bobby Roode is the best Bobby Roode.
Yeah. I think he can be a face. I think just something isn't clicking.
I don't think that gimmick.
Beer money.
That gimmick's a heel gimmick. It's
Yeah,
not
the
a face
glorious gimmick.
Yeah.
I'm having to stick glorious into every other. People don't talk that way. Whatever.
I do. I talk that way every day.
Yeah, well.
All right. AJ Styles defeats the Gingerheads.
It was fine.
What a
base.
That's-
What a beautiful Styles
Oh,
clash.
man.
What a beautiful Styles clash.
And then afterwards, Jinder attacking the Singh brothers. Man, that one Colossi hit on that one Singh brother, that was nice.
Do you think this is him getting rid of them, or do you think it's just him beating up his lackeys and the next week they'll be back to, like his
It's kind of like what Adam Rose did with the bunny. Just,
I mean, he did that what, a couple weeks ago when they lost. He
Yeah.
beat him up and then they just like, oh, I'm sorry.
I would love to see every time.
Maharaja.
I would love to see every time he loses, every time they lose. I would love afterwards he just beats up the Singh brothers. I think that's
I'm
great.
sorry, Maharaja.
Because he's big enough that he has that monster quality when he's
Yeah.
throwing them around.
All right, the Riot Squad. I forgot a T there. I'm
This is
sorry.
a way better name than Paige's name.
Yeah.
This makes sense.
By the way, if they're a squad, they need to have a cohesive look,
But they don't.
but they don't.
They're like three distinctly different people.
But then they would just look like the Shield.
I mean, no, I'm not saying they have to wear like
What-
vests and
Well, they're
stuff.
the Riot Squad, so shouldn't they come up like literally with the shield and have like riot gear like the shield?
They don't need it because they're vicious.
I mean,
No, I see what you're saying. They could all dress like Ruby, kind of the black and red.
black and red, yeah, that's fine.
That'd be fine.
I mean, I don't know what they do, but the Riot Squad defeats Naomi, Natalya, and Charlotte after Natalya walked away. Great use of the steel steps though with Naomi. That was interesting, and Charlotte eating a pin.
Yeah, well, it's fine.
Are
She got.
Are they setting up a Riot and Charlotte at Clash of Champions?
I think so.
Yeah.
I will say that I don't know what's going on backstage. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a competition going on and be like, hey, you get 3 women and you get 3 women. Who can do a better
Yeah,
job?
it's the exact
Like,
same thing. I don't know what we're doing.
I was waiting for Becky Lynch to come out, and then they surround the ring, and then they just back away, and Becky Lynch backs away. They should have done that.
Just be saying, but I will say SmackDown is doing a much better job of getting these women over. They're more they're being they have more charisma. They have more of a reason to be doing what they're doing.
Ruby Riot, she has a nice moveset.
Movie Right has a great.
That arm wrench Pele kick, I like that. It's
I'll
interesting.
mention this now. I don't think this is going to happen, but this is my fantasy booking. One day, I am psyched for a Ruby Riott and Alexa Bliss feud to happen one day. To get the Goddess versus like the Punk Rocker. Like I think it's gonna be a great feud one day.
I think the group on SmackDown is more of a cohesive unit, but then the one on Raw is more like Paige with their lackeys.
Yeah,
I think that's how it should be. Even though
the
Sonya
Page to Rush.
Even though Sonya Deville is the badass,
Yeah.
but it should be all. They should come second to
I don't
Paige.
know. Fashion Files.
It was
Great.
Good. It was good.
It was a great Fashion Files.
It was interesting, yes.
Shout out
No,
to Saw.
don't you can't don't worry. You couldn't save us anyway. It was
Yeah.
great. They were
I don't
So
know.
what does this mean for the Ascension? Like they killed them off.
Good.
they'll be popping up. They're their
They
best
were-
friend. They're their best friends.
They were great like 3 years ago.
They'll come back.
This is
next
the
week
most over the Ascension has been in years.
since
Yeah.
2014. I mean, they'll come back. The Ascension will come back next week, and they'll be like, "What happened? I thought you died. Oh, it was just smoke. It was nothing."
Yeah.
There'll be ghosts or something. They'll do. We don't know what the next Fashion Files is. The problem is this ever going to culminate in any kind of push in the ring?
Tyler Breeze.
I mean-
great wrestler. Let's push him.
So is Fandango. They're both great wrestlers. Fandango.
Johnny Curtis. Let's push him.
Do you think like the broken mat? Not like it's gonna be like this, but do you think it's just gonna be off in its own world doing those little skits?
I don't know.
Would not have.
really don't care. I don't know.
I wouldn't have a problem with that because it's obviously worked for them. It could work for him until Jeff comes back.
Yeah. All right. Kevin Owens defeats Randy Orton with some help from his guardian angel, Sami Zayn.
Even though he was banned from ringside.
He wasn't ringside.
He was ringside.
He was on the stage.
Ramp. He was on the ramp.
Also, by the way, can we all just acknowledge that Shane's an idiot? You don't ban someone from ringside and make it no DQ? The fact it's no DQ means he's allowed ringside.
Or say like Sammy, if you interfere, like you're
Yeah.
suspended or fined or whatever.
If you're gonna give it a stipulation, just go all out and be like it's no DQ, but it's no DQ, but Sammy can't be at ringside. Like just make it make sense. I mean, there's no reason why Sammy couldn't come out, even though he wasn't allowed to come out because the rule specifically stated he was allowed to come out.
I mean, I don't know. Let's see where they go with
It was
this.
a great match. I'm glad that he won clean. He needed
Yes.
to.
All right.
But that means Randy Orton's winning next week because that's just what happens.
Yeah.
I think next week we see.
Not next week, in a couple weeks.
I think we'll.
He's gonna like.
Eventually.
Sammy's gonna wrestle Orton next week. There we go.
I don't think so. I think next week Sammy's wrestling Nakamura, and then we're gonna get.
they wrestle.
Like, where is Nakamura?
He wasn't here.
We haven't seen him since.
He wasn't here this week, but next week we won't see Randy. And then the week before the pay-per-view, they're setting up Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus Nakamura
We'll
and
see.
Randy Orton. I think.
All right, guys, Superstar Spotlight. I'm giving it to Samoa Joe for a pretty crappy Raw, but he gave us a high point, a couple high points.
I'm going to give it to Matt Hardy just because I'm excited of what's to come. I hope Vince has faith in Matt to. Hopefully Vince gets it, because if Vince doesn't get it, he's not going to put.
Damn it, I don't get it.
He's not going to let Matt do his thing. Hopefully they let Matt basically do what he did in TNA. Just have.
You know what I could actually see?
What?
I can see Vince being like, "You're broken, but you're awake. You're woken. God damn it."
Well, that's what he tweeted out. He said woken.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Superstar
Spotlight.
Elias.
Yes.
He got people to cheer. He got people to want Roman, and then he put on probably the best match that he's put on so far.
All right. You know I'd like to surprise you guys.
No, I don't like surprises.
All right.
I'm leaving.
You're not trying to cash in on me, are you?
Don't. Go. All right.
You're not trying to cash in.
It's
my title.
I wish I had. All right. Book 1 to feud with Roman.
Book 1 to feud with Roman.
Book 1 to feud with Roman. Here are your choices. And these are guys who are not in the company right now. Bobby Lashley, Kenny Omega, Okada, Cody Rhodes, and Jay Briscoe.
So are we going with the fact that Roman Reigns is a babyface? Is this where we're going? I need parameters set.
Yeah, Roman's a face.
Then I'm going with Bobby Lashley. I really have been enjoying Bobby Lashley work in TNA. I haven't seen it, but I just know what's been going on. He's kind of the MMA badass. He's like Brock Lesnar light, but he's been doing a lot of good work. He's much improved. And any of those people you put Roman up against, he will get booed against. But if you put up against Lashley, I think Lashley could give Roman some cheers.
I'm going to time it specifically. April 8th, 2018, Roman Reigns beats Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship. He's holding it up. Okada music hit. And New Japan invades at WrestleMania. He walks in, he holds up the main title, and the two of them stand off. And that's the end of WrestleMania, is them standing off, and they start a feud that leads to whatever.
And this is all thanks to Chris Jericho.
Oh.
Yeah, and Chris Jericho is the connection of all of it.
Honestly, I'm gonna choose Lashley also because Bobby Lashley was on the Sam Roberts podcast back in September, and he said he thinks he can legit get Roman Reigns face cheers, like not a boo in the crowd. I'd actually want to see if he could actually do that, because Lashley's heel work in TNA, it's pretty good.
I think Lashley needs to come to WWE.
He needs to come back. Yeah, he's grown. He's acquired
But
he's acquired a moveset. He's matured.
The only problem is he is doing Bellator.
Yeah.
So he does still want to be an MMA fighter, so he wants to train. So if he does a TNA schedule, it's a lot lighter. He only does a couple shows.
Quick shout out to Jack Swagger training with Batista, getting ready for some Bellator action.
Cool.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Mm-hmm. Bellator comes to San Jose a lot. Maybe
the people.
Maybe they'll fight here.
Hey, I'm down for it. All right, so Lashley's.
Oh, I said Okada.
Yeah.
Was it like Briscoe?
Jay Briscoe, yeah.
And Cody Rhodes.
I saw this online, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. I'll throw it on the pod. All right, guys, our promo pick of the week.
This guy.
Take it away.
So, one of the greatest, if not the greatest, heel turn ever in independent wrestling history. That'd be CM Punk's heel turn before he goes off to WWE. I forgot exactly what year.
This is 2005.
2005.
Yeah,
The summer of
when
Punk.
He went to
I have the whole
WWE.
DVD set if you guys would like to watch it.
Yes.
More than free to ask.
Watch it at your house. You have a nice place.
I would love to watch
So-
it. I do have a nice place.
So basically, he kind of CM Punk outsmarts the
Come by.
internet, and
Come by, world.
everyone thinks that he's gonna win, he's gonna lose, and he's gonna go into WWE. But then he actually wins it, and then it was like, "Oh, thank you, Punk." And then he cuts this heartfelt promo about how he loves everybody. He talks about this great story about a snake, and how the man takes the snake back.
Snake?
Yeah,
Jake the Snake?
He takes the snake back to health, but then eventually that snake bites him and kills him, and that's what CM Punk did. And he turns on the fans,
Oh,
and this
man.
whole leads all the way up to the whole Summer Punk angle. And then he signs the WWE contract on the ROH title and all that good fun
Beautiful.
stuff.
All right, our film of the week.
Oh, me again.
oh, twofer.
I know. So I watched They Live with Rowdy Piper this weekend. It was very
The
good.
legendary
It's probably
Rowdy Piper. R.I.P.
I know it's not a high bar, but it's probably the best movie ever starring a wrestler. Like, actually starring a wrestler, I know Princess Bride with Andre the Giant's pretty good, but I don't think Andre was actually like
The
big
Saints.
star.
Piper was in that. It was all right. It's on Netflix.
So basically,
check it out.
Basically, it's
A
like a
pastor who
sci-fi
becomes
horror
who was a
film
wrestler.
with Roddy Piper finds these glasses and he puts on it. It's actually very important for this day and age where it talks about consumerism and like everyone, the aliens have taken over and brainwashed us about how we need to buy and reproduce and all that stuff.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, my match pick of the week. It's from New Japan.
What a shock.
Minoru Suzuki versus the phenomenal AJ Styles, August 1st of 2014.
I haven't seen this match. I'm going to watch this when I get home because this sounds amazing.
Yes, go watch it.
I like
very
seeing Minoru Suzuki killing people.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what he
Just
does.
like when he beat up Dasuka.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
Mhm.
I bet you were like... All right, ladies and gentlemen, you can follow us on Twitter at BulletCast. You can follow us on Instagram, The BulletCast, YouTube, The BulletCast. We're on iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify. I mean, not Spotify. TuneIn, Stitcher, Google Play, YouTube.
I don't find her.
Plenty of fish.
Tinder?
Tinder.
Grinder.
Plenty of fish.
Whoa. BlackPeopleMeet.com. Christian
thing?
Mingle. Yes,
Oh.
these are real things.
Also, side note.
Bumble.
As we're going off the air,
Craigslist.
Royal Rumble.
Royal Rumble.
Is that on the line?
Is that on the Clash of Champions?
Clash
is that
of
on the line?
Champions, is that on the line?
I don't know. I mean, I gotta talk to
Hey,
the
you're
higher
the
up.
you're the
I'm a
Baron
fighting.
Corbin in
I'm a
this.
fighting champion. I'll put this up against anybody. You guys want to come get
Slow
this?
roll,
Come
big
get
man.
this, homeboy. You know, I did put a little California bear on it for your boy, but then we got.
You heard it here first.
But then we got
probably
the
Clash
thing
of
on there.
Champions. I'm
And
taking
then-
the Bullet Cash
And then,
Championship title.
unfortunately, nothing really for the Maharaja, so he just gets a Jinder Mahal treatment with a bunch of tape over it.
If I have to win it at what is looking to be a kind of a subpar pay-per-view like Clash of Champions, I will.
Yes.
I almost ran the table at Survivor Series.
Yes.
I'll run
Almost
the
did.
table at Clash of Champions.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
The elite, the elite, break it down, the elite, the elite, break it down. Blocking out, I'm blocking out, block it out.
Goodbye and good night.
It fucking took my gimmick.
Bang!
What the hell? I'm supposed to say that.
Bang!
Goodbye, ladies and gentlemen.
Cody Rhodes representing the Bullet Club. This has been a Bullet Cast. Thank you for listening.